Hi everyone, it's me again. Today's topic will be blindness and humor, sense of humor. Um, well, we have all kinds of accidents and they are very frustrating. We get embarrassed because it's embarrassing sometimes. But I think it's really incredible when we can laugh about them. Of course, all these things are not possible while we are depressed, while we are still in the process of accepting our condition. And maybe it also has to do a little bit with the self-esteem because, well, if you happen to, or if a person happens to lose the sight throughout the lifetime, uh, well, all of us didn't have the highest self-esteem. So if already in the regular conditions your self-esteem wasn't the best, when you lose your sight, well, it gets even worse. And I think the key factor is that, well, you understand that you have this condition, that you accept it, that you're not embarrassed about it, that you're not trying to hide it anymore. And well, then you can get some good love sometimes. Um, there are also, well, the classical jokes about blind people, I don't find them that funny really. But there are some comments that we people that are visually disabled are allowed to make, and they're really, really funny. They're like, it's like humor in the situation. But there's a very important rule. You that are sighted may not joke about it. You might laugh, but you might not make jokes. Why? Because you do have your sight and we don't. And while I share some of my personal anecdotes that I find funny, I already found them funny back then when they happened. Because, well, I already accepted that I can see that great. So let's get started. One of them was when I took my 5-year-old back then daughter Lisa to school. And well, I know very well the route I take. I know all the poles where they are. I know the holes. I know everything. So we came to the section when there was a new pole, and I swept with my cane and I touched the pole. And then I swept harder, to be able to hear if it's metal or if it's wood. And I couldn't detect what it would be. And I swept like 3 or more times even harder. I even kind of hit the pole. And then I finally asked Lisa, "Hey Lisa, what's this new pole?" And she says, "No, Mom, it's an old lady." And the poor woman was standing there and she didn't say anything. Probably she didn't know what to do. She didn't know what to say. She didn't even move away. And I was, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was you." She says, no problem." Well, that was one. Another one was when I went to the metro to Mexico City with my friend Dennis. Back then I still didn't want to use my white cane, so I would hold his arm, and we entered the metro. So I held the pole in the metro and he did another one. And I figured when we have to get off the metro stopped, and I held him for his arm, and I walked with him. And I walked almost, I don't know, 7-8 minutes. And I turned a little bit to my right and I saw that Dennis was wearing a purple squared shirt. And I said, no, that's not what he was wearing. I still had a little bit of sight, so from that close I could perceive it. And then suddenly I let go the person and I turned around, and Dennis came closer and he said, "Why did you go with a different man?" And I didn't know it was a different person. That stranger just behaved as if I don't know, his wife, someone he knows. And he just took me, I don't know where, without saying anything. And he also didn't complain when I let go. So that was my tour with a stranger. And then there was another one when I visited for the first time my sister-in-law, and it was her and my mother-in-law there. So we were there, I think, like for 3 days. And at first I would ask Diego always to accompany me to the bathroom and back, and then suddenly, no, I got some courage, and I said, "I'm going alone to the bathroom." No, and I went alone to the bathroom, I found it, and I also came back well to the living room, and I sat down. but I sat down on the lap of my mother-in-law. Well, it was a little bit embarrassing, and well, she was an older lady, but she started laughing, so everything turned out well. And then another one that is really, well, one of my favorites also. When we were in the restaurant, it was Diego. First it was sitting Diego, and then Lisa, and then me. And I somehow had an impression that Lisa got up, so I was afraid that she would fall from the chair. And I stretched my left arm and I started touching her. And I went up and up and up with my hand where it was supposed to be her head. And I perceived a shirt. So I figured that I was touching the waiter. And I took my hand quickly away and I started laughing. And my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law asked, what's going on? Why are you laughing? I said, I think I was touching the waiter from his knees up. And he also didn't say anything. He didn't move anywhere. I just think, well, that people are caught by surprise and they don't know what to do. They just freeze. So those were my 4 anecdotes. I heard some more of my friends, but I don't think it would be ethical if I share them here. But yes, we do have some funny situations, and well, a good laugh is always welcome. Well, if you have a sight problem, what kind of anecdotes do you have? And if not, well, hopefully it was fun for you, and hopefully it was entertaining. See you here on next Thursday. Bye.